What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and tonight I've got some football focus. Cutting my second back-to-back video of the day, Pittsburgh has been very busy in the start of the free agency period. I covered all of the Pittsburgh Steelers offseason stuff leading up to free agency, talking about draft positions, talking about our cuts, talking about the guys we got to go after in free agency, all those things on my channel in the last 3 weeks. There's like 7 Steeler videos in the last 3 weeks. I just, right before recording this video, recorded our free agency days 1 and 2, the Wednesday and Thursday free agency days, as completed with all of our new signings, all of our re-signings, and all the guys we've lost on our team so far. And I wanted to save this video for a separate video, so I'm recording this back-to-back with my other one. You'll see that one first. Once you've seen all of our signings and re-signings and the guys we've let go, now you come and check out this trade video because Pittsburgh made another splash move. Pittsburgh has traded away Dionte Johnson. We've been talking about it for several years now. He's been a very controversial figure on this team for several years. Dionte Johnson is now a Carolina Panther. Dionte Johnson gets traded along with pick number 240, that is a 7th round pick this year, for Carolina Panthers starting cornerback Donte Jackson, and pick number 178, a 6th round pick in this year's draft. So essentially for our starting receiver Dionte Johnson, we got a starting cornerback, and we traded up to get a 6th round pick for a 7th round pick. So trading up around in the draft, we get a 6th round pick and Donte Jackson for a 7th, and Dionte. Now, this was talked about for a while. I mean, this was Dionte's last year under his contract. We were going to have to pay him. We probably weren't going to pay him. He's been requesting a trade. It's been talked about. He's been very vocal about the team all kind of throughout the season. There's been questions about him giving up on plays, talking about quarterback play. Is he staying consistent running his routes in terms of giving up on plays, blocking downfield, all that stuff? We've talked a lot about Dionte's effort, and of course the drops. The drops are the biggest thing about Dionte Johnson. Now, again, yes, we still have George Pickens, who can be a combat catch, hands catch, a toe-tapping sideline catch guy, big downfield threat, obviously. But Dionte Johnson, for his entire career here, has been the best route runner. His footwork, his speed and acceleration, and especially his separation from NFL defenders is parallel to very few. Not only is he the best separation guy on the Steelers, or was he, but he was one of the best in the NFL at that. In terms of running crisp routes, being good with his footwork, and getting away from defenders to get open, there's very few guys in the NFL better or as good as Dionte Johnson. Now, again, is he going to be able to turn the ball upfield and run correctly upfield after he catches the ball? There was some talk about him running backwards a couple times. Is he going to fumble like he fumbled a lot here in Pittsburgh? Is he going to drop the ball like he did a lot in Pittsburgh? Those tangibles kind of were head scratchers because he would work on it all offseason. He would come into the next season and catch some incredible things. He would make some super hard catches, and then he would come out in like week 5 and have like 4 drops, and he would just drop like really easy stuff. He would drop screens and short slants, but then he would catch some crazy back of the end zone thing. But it came down to, again, he wasn't going to get paid for a contract extension. He was talking bad about the quarterbacks. He was talking about wanting a trade. We've already got problems with George Pickens talking about the team. There was just a whole lot of talking. And compared to the fact that Dionte was not getting a lot of touchdowns, he was getting a lot of drops, and he wasn't always catching and converting his plays. So it makes sense. And we needed a cornerback. We had released Patrick Peterson. JPJ is really our only clear starter on this team at corner, so we needed a number 2. And Donte Jackson is Carolina's number 2. Let's get into stats and we'll dive further into this. Dionte Johnson and his career here in Pittsburgh, it's an anomaly because, again, he's got pure talent. He's got speed. He's got explosiveness and gifts. He's a gifted receiver who always had the potential to be a number 1 guy. But if you look here, he only had, in 5 years here in Pittsburgh, only had 1 Pro Bowl season, only had 1 1,000-yard season. For wide receivers, a 1,000-yard season is like a big milestone, and it's become easier and easier with the extra game added and the inflated stats and kind of the new way of passing the ball in the NFL. 1,000 yards has kind of become common for wide receivers, and Dionte in his 5 years, only 1 Pro Bowl season, only 1,000-yard season, only 1 100-catch season. It was Dionte's 3rd year, 2022, where Ben and Dionte had a crazy year, where Dionte had like 160 targets, had 103 catches, I think it was, and then 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. That was his big boom year. Other than that, he has not been a true number one, and he has not lived up to his potential. But we always see the potential AB, kind of the complete player Dionte could be. And there were always flashes and moments on the field of what he could be, especially, again, coming back to that word again, separation. His route running and his separation at the NFL level is very special, but he didn't always capitalize on it. In those 5 seasons, he had 391 catches, 4,363 yards, 25 touchdowns, but 11 fumbles, a 61.2 catch percentage, which seems pretty low to me comparatively, and 33 drops. So what are we talking about here? 33 drops. That's what, 6.5 drops per season? That's a lot. That's a lot for a featured receiver, especially when his receptions go down. So the 11 fumbles, 33 drops, and 61.2 catch percentage are not the best for somebody that could be a star and you want to be your number one. And he got usurped by George Pickens. Pickens has shown maybe more flash and more consistency when the ball was actually thrown his direction than maybe Dionte showed in 5 years here. So it's pretty interesting. For this trade, again, we're trading up around in the draft, but we're also getting Carolina's number 2 corner. Here are some upsides. Donte Jackson has played in the NFL for 6 years, and in those 6 seasons, he's got 303 total tackles, 14 interceptions, 46 pass deflected, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. So the positive on Donte Jackson, I think he's a low 4.2, high 4.3, but I'm pretty sure he's a 4.2 40 guy, very fast. He's a very fast guy. He's a very quick guy. He's explosive. He's a really good athlete, and he's very good with his footwork. He's good at catching up to the ball going downfield, and he's very good with the ball in his hands. When he gets one of those 14 picks in 5 years, you're seeing very flashy plays. He can break tackles. He can make some nice moves. He can return that ball down the field. I think he's even done punt returns at one point in his career, if I'm not mistaken. He's a very good footwork guy. He's fast, he's quick, and he's explosive. Also, he's a smaller guy, but for a guy his size who kind of usually fits more in the slot, he's played outside corner his entire career, and he started, I think all but 4 games he's played in Carolina, and even that, for a guy that's a smaller size, he's a hitter. He is a hitter. As I said here, 303 tackles. He's not afraid to tackle for you. He's going to get up in the box occasionally. He's going to chase down plays. When you've got speed and you're not afraid to hit, you're going to be tackling a lot of guys. You're going to trail some plays. You're going to get some forced fumbles from behind. You're going to hit some running backs. When you got that combination, even for a smaller guy of speed and power, that's going to make you a lot of plays. Now, the hard part is, I believe it was 2 years ago, he got banged up a little bit. He got injured 2 seasons ago, and then last season, he came back. I think he had a tear. It might have been a leg tear. I'm not quite sure. He did come back last season and play all 16 games and start all 16 games for Carolina and still looked really fast. He didn't seem like he lost very much speed. Might have lost a little, didn't lose much, but did lose some productivity. He was by far his lowest first season of his career with no interceptions, and I think he only had, was it 1 forced fumble? He did not do a whole lot. It was also his low in pass deflections. He's a high pass deflection guy, meaning he's targeted and he's knocking the ball away. He's picking the ball off and he's getting his hands on the ball. That is a big splash thing you want out of your corners that we haven't had for a while here. Patrick Peterson did that, but mostly it's safety for us. Wasn't doing it as much at corner. Donte Jackson is a splash play guy, but last season, again, career lows in picks with 0 and a career low for his career so far in pass deflections. So with the injury, did he lose a step physically? With his season back, he proved he can still play. He's still in great shape, but is he a little bit slower than he was, and is he not as effective? Carolina, as we know, not a great team, not a great defense historically in the last several years. So in Jackson's run, while it wasn't bad by any means, he's playing for a very bad team. Now, does that mean that he is kind of falling behind and losing a step now, coming into his 7th season? Or does that mean that this explosive guy who's not afraid to hit and can be around the ball, get some turnovers, get some returns, things like that, is he going to be effective now on a better team? Now all of a sudden you're playing with Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Patrick Queen's here now. You know, you've got JPJ, this lockdown rookie on the other side who had a phenomenal rookie season. Now you're playing as a number 2 corner in a big physical team with a lot of stars. You know, you got Minkah Fitzpatrick back there. You got emerging star in JPJ. You got probably going to add another corner at some point. You got some stars on this team. Can he be a good number 2? I think that he can, but the jury's kind of out. Could we have gone after a bigger name guy? So the guys like Snead got taken off the board very fast. Guys like J.C. Jackson, Jalen Johnson from Chicago. Guys like that were off the board pretty quick, so we didn't get a chance for an elite corner. Could we have gotten a better guy, a more flashy guy, a more recently explosive guy? Maybe, but there's a lot of potential in this Donte Jackson. Now, I think Carolina overall wins the trade by getting a potential number one. But again, when you look at all those things, when you look at the thing with Dionte with the fumbles and drops and kind of the being loud on the sidelines and stuff like that, and you factor in that it's a contract year for him, both these guys, I believe, are on contract years. So this could be a rental for both of us. But if Donte Jackson can be an explosive number two, a kind of a speed playmaker on the outside, in addition to JPJ being the physical kind of thumper, you've got two physical corners who can make some plays. I like the potential of this. Again, is it a top-notch trade? It doesn't feel like it. Did we get the best possible value? Did we get the best corner we could have gotten? Was there a better offer somewhere else out there? I don't know if it's the best for us yet. Time will tell. We still don't know. But the potential, the trade up for the pick is nice, but it's a late-round pick. The potential for Donte Jackson is there. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not incredibly thrilled right now, but this is still better than letting Dionte Johnson just walk next year or cause problems and sit out on the sidelines. We did get some value back for him, a starting corner and a spot we needed, and a trade up in the draft. So we got some things for him. We just have to see how they play out. Tell me in the comments below what you think of Dionte Johnson's Pittsburgh career. I wish him luck. Do you guys wish him luck? Do you feel like it's bad blood with him leaving? What do you think of him here? What do you think of the potential of Donte Jackson? Was this a bad trade for us, or was this one with a lot of potential? You tell me in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out the other video I just cut that's going to be up a day or two before that you're seeing this one with all my other free agency moves. I also have one quick bonus note as I'm on the air here. My phone just dinged. As I'm sitting here recording, Pittsburgh just re-signed defensive tackle Montravius Adams. After letting Armon Watts go to New England, it made sense for us to get back one of our veteran DTs. Montravius has been a very solid starting piece for us. He's been a part-time starter, part-time fill-in. Physical guy, can make some tackles, big dude, can be pretty good in the gaps. When he picks the right gap, he can bat some balls. He's got some pretty good skills, and it's nice to have him here as a depth piece, hopefully behind Keanu Benton as we add one more guy to the line coming up next season. So Montravius Adams is back. Donte Jackson is here. Dionte Johnson is gone. Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll see you guys with more Pittsburgh videos coming up soon.